Well, getting back to the state of our society.
Yes.
Here's another one. This goes back to everybody wanting to push their agenda.
Okay.
All right. I read an article this week and I got a pretty defined answer.
Okay.
If you were to believe media,
yes,
the way that they report things,
okay,
what percentage of the U.S. population identifies, and I even hate using that word,
okay,
as gay?
Identify themselves as gay?
Yeah. What percentage of our population in the U.S. identifies as gay?
15.
15?
That's my guess.
Okay. You want to know what the answer is?
You say 80, I'm going to fucking...
No.
I'm jumping off the planet.
No.
What's the real answer?
According to the Pew Research poll,
okay,
they're pretty reliable.
Yeah.
4%.
4%.
4%.
So we're having to fucking choke down fucking Bruce Jenner's fucking cockless new body every fucking other minute in the media for 4% of the fucking people to be satisfied?
Correct.
Okay, but how many people are straight shamers?
Straight shamers.
That's what I'm going to call them, since everything's about shaming this.
I know. But this goes back to my point. If you were to listen to media,
oh, they make it sound like everybody's...
That's exactly right. You would think that 80% of the population are gay.
Yeah. Well, but how much of the population is like, like straight guilt? Kind of like white guilt, but only because they like the other sex?
I don't know the answer.
I think that's a big number.
Yeah, but the thing is what influences that guilt?
Yeah. Because you know where it's the most prevalent? Not that this is a big shock, but in the college age kids.
Yeah, exactly.
They all want to fucking make each other feel good. So say, hey, you want to suck dick? It's fine.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Bob. Just using a random name. Bob.
Well, anyway, according to the research,
yes,
4%.
Yeah, that's pretty. That just makes me sick, because every goddamn media in this country ramrodded us with Caitlyn Jenner this week.
Exactly.
And for 4% of the people. And you know what they were doing was trying to manipulate the 96% that don't give a fuck or that are not gay to say that that's okay.
Right.
Dude, did you notice how absolutely no one in the media was willing to come out and say, you know what, this guy's a weak fucking pussy?
Well, the only people that caught fire for their less than stellar acceptance of this,
yeah,
was Neil Cavuto on Fox Business.
What did he say?
Well, he more or less, let me just pull it up here.
All right.
He was making more or less jokes.
Good.
And of course, the politically correct people were shocked.
Oh.
And appalled.
Astonished.
They were upset.
I'll bet they were.
Hail and kill. Caller, you're on the air.
Yeah, this is 4% were gay. So you imagine how low a percentage is that's actually admit to being transgender.
That is true as well.
Yeah.
Apples and oranges here. I mean, gay is one thing. Transgender is a whole
right,
different.
but this article was people who identified as gay.
Right. So.
No, he's right. He's right. There's a difference.
But what I'm saying is, gay, and then going from 4% people being gay to Bruce Jenner this, Bruce Jenner that. It's not comparable.
So is Bruce Jenner gay or not?
No, he thinks he's a chick.
So
it's different.
How is that different?
It's a different mindset. When you're gay, you don't. being gay isn't the same thing as gender confusion.
Did he used to be gay?
Okay,
I'm
just telling you.
I don't even know how to deal with this fucking freak.
You're intolerant, man.
You know what? I am intolerant, and I'll tell you exactly why. Because the way it should be is you are what you are, not what a fucking doctor makes you. Period. Live with what you are. You want to be a gay dude, you want to date gay men, you want to have sex with gay men, fine, go do it. But you don't get to fucking pretend. He's playing dress up is what he's doing with a doctor.
Because he still has the cock and balls.
No, I think he went through the operation.
He don't do it all in one go. Apparently.
Yeah.
He's got tits, but he's still got the lower extremities.
Yeah.
He's like what they call pre-op, I guess.
If you were out and you picked up somebody that looked like Caitlyn Jenner, and you started, fucking around with her and like titty fucking her and whatnot, and then you realized it was a dick, would you stop?
Of course you would.
Yes.
Run?
Well, it's kind of like the whole.
Stop.
It's kind of like the whole Crocodile Dundee thing.
Okay.
Remember that movie?
I know the movie, but explain that.
Well, the movie, what was it? There was a drag queen or something.
Okay.
That pretended he was, a woman.
Okay.
And, he made a move on Crocodile Dundee, and I think he fell for it, and I think he pulled his knife on him or something like that.
Right.
Remember that? It was like 20 years ago, but still.
I guess Crocodile Dundee didn't know about looking for an Adam's apple.
Yeah, apparently not.
I don't know if the hormone shots that these trannies get, shrink the Adam's apple or not.
Is that a proper terminology, tranny?
No.
Tranny.
What's wrong with that?
It's rather. I'm sure it's quite boorish.
Tranny.
All right, Doghouse. You know what? We haven't talked to you in a while, and this is obviously a topic that does hit some sort of political A to B. Where do you fall on this Bruce Caitlyn guy?
Specifically Bruce, or just the whole
A, Bruce, and B, the whole should we be tolerant? I guess.
Well, for Bruce personally, I think just because it's Bruce. And he's a Jenner, and he was married to a Kardashian. Part of me wants to believe that he's just doing it to get attention.
I'm going to go on that. That's my thoughts. Because if this was a real issue for him, he would just do this in private and just go away.
Yeah, and just because he is who he is, and basically because I hate the whole fucking family, and wish they would all just disappear.
Right.
I'm going to go with that in his case. But
Okay.
in general, I mean, just because I don't understand it doesn't mean I'm going to say, "Whoa, it doesn't exist. You're making this up." But I'll make the exception in his case.
Do we owe them, those that are doing this, acceptance? Do we owe them acceptance?
Why do we not owe them acceptance?
Well, because the way I understand how this country is supposed to work, we are allowed to have free thought, even if it doesn't.
Okay, sure. Free thought's one thing, but institutionalized persecution is something else.
Well, I'm not saying persecute, but I'm saying, do we have to pretend like it's normal? Because that right now is what the media is trying to turn everybody into. They want everybody to pretend that this is not a dude and that it's normal and that if you're straight, you should want to fuck this.
Well, here's the thing. They're only doing that because it's a famous guy. And yeah, there is a vocal movement, a vocal transgender rights movement.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's being greatly overstated because it's Bruce Jenner and he's now the public face of the whole thing.
Sure, but
a lot of the stories you hear about tranny rights or whatever are really overblown. It's just such a small population. The whole bathroom debate. Well, which bathroom do they use? There's just so few of them out there. It's something it's something most of us are never going to encounter.
Yeah,
No.
but unfortunately, a precedent gets set when, say, a corporation missteps when it comes to that issue, and they lose a lawsuit for millions of dollars because one person made an issue about it.
Okay, well, so that's what happens.
I think we're getting away from what I'm asking. What I'm asking is if my stance is when I'm out in the bar, if somebody does not tell me up front that that's what they are, if they try to pass themselves off as a chick and not a transgendered or a transgendered chick, but just as a chick, which is how we're supposed to perceive them now. And I get pissed off when I find out that this used to be a dude. Am I in the wrong?
No, I don't think you're in the wrong. I don't think so. I think murder is still off the table, though, Chris.
Murder. I'm just saying. I think where the media is trying to lead to is that I would be in the wrong because I'm supposed to accept. Doesn't matter that this guy was Bob Smith or Bob Nalbandian or whoever, 2 months ago. Now that it's Brenda Nalbandian, I'm supposed to be okay with that. And I'm not supposed to say, hey, you used to be Bob Nalbandian. You see what I'm saying? That's what the media is leaning toward.
Maybe, but again, everybody makes their own decisions, regardless of the media. It doesn't matter what the media says.
Oh, I know, but then once again...
Look at that singer from... not Typo Negative. Oh, shit, what's the name of that band that has a trainee singer? Life of Agony?
Oh, yeah. What's his name? Ravina?
Yeah.
Also Kingdom Come, Marcy Free.
That's not Kingdom Come.
What was
Cobra.
It? King Cobra. Yeah, there you go.
Right. I brought up Mina because she's
yeah.
still all right with people that still call her by her old name, Keith, because it's what people know her as.
Yeah, but the fact that you're saying her, what if I say him? Then it's a problem. If I refuse to call Keith Caputo her, I'm somehow slandering Keith Caputo.
Well, how about this? Caitlyn Jenner actually still prefers the male pronoun, according to the Vanity Fair article.
So
even though the Vanity Fair reporter even though the reporter still went with she.
So Bruce doesn't have a clue what he fucking wants.
I don't know. Maybe he prefers male pronouns because he still has the male junk. I don't know. It's not for me to say.
Well, after 60-some years of being, referred to as a he, it's kind of hard to break that habit.
Of course.
How famous is the first guy to fuck Bruce Jenner going to be? He doesn't realize what family he's part of, or he's getting involved in.
Well, maybe he can get his own reality show.
Oh, of course, that'll be the real true star fucker.
That'll be Caitlyn's way of separating himself from the Kardashians because he'll get his own show. Caitlyn Jenner on the prowl. And I'm copyrighting that idea, so I'm going to make all the money off the motherfucker.
You copyright Caitlyn's way, too, because I could see that being the name.
Yeah, I know. As soon as it exists in tangible form, it's copywritten. I said it first.
All right. Since I won't share Pit Riff with you, you can keep that one.
Yeah, you're going right on GoDaddy right now to reserve the domain name.
That's already done.
No, actually, on this note, just a story of local interest to me. A guy in the local school board recently, he's a pastor. He resigned his seat on the local school board because he said that the rest of the school board was promoted a homosexual agenda. And he gave this long statement in the newspaper about it, and he said, "Well, as recently as graduation night, I was told to stop complaining about it." And he quoted from the Bible something about how God tells you not to partake of the darkness and not to participate in sin, or not to allow sinful activity or something like that. To me, he's not the only one. It seemed to me like he's got an agenda too.
Sure.
And he's just pissed off. He's just pissed off that he was the only one that had his particular agenda, and people were telling him to be quiet.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, how about this? How about this, Pastor? Maybe people were telling you to sit down and be quiet because you're boring, because they're sick and tired of hearing the same shit over and over again out of you.
Well, at some point, you just have to stop with all this fucking agenda stuff. I don't care if you're Catholic, Baptist, Muslim, whatever. It doesn't matter. Religion's got to stop being an influencer to everything. It just has to be. It has no place.
It's not so much that I'm pro-gay, because, I'm not going to claim to understand wanting to stick a dick in a dude's ass, because I don't. But, it's as long as it's not my ass, I don't care. It's not so much that I'm pro-gay, I'm just anti-religion.
Don't you think, though, that it is definitely time to take religion out of all decision-making? All of it.
Sure.
And considerations for religion out of all decision-making as well. Enough of this, you can't fucking have a school lunch unless it's halal or whatever. Stop it. Stop this fucking fake bullshit that some ghost from 3,000 years ago told you couldn't eat a fucking pig. It's over. It's new world.
Or a fish sandwich or a hamburger or a hot dog on Fridays or whatever.
All of that stuff. It's all horse shit. Eat a piece of bacon and shut up. Your life will be better.
Yeah, exactly. If it makes you personally happy, fine, do it. I think there's something in the Bible that says you should pray in secret. So that's the part. I wish I could find that thing, but to slap it in religious people's faces. But really, the way I handle it when somebody wants to come at you with all that God talk is just pretend you don't know anything about it.
Right.
Well, the Bible says, well, what's that? Well, it was, Jesus said, it says so in the Bible that when the Apostle Paul and, Abraham and all those, well, who are they? I don't know. Well, do you think gay, here's a picture of two dudes kissing. Is that a role model for a child? I don't know. Why isn't it?
Yeah. By the way, Doghouse, I did a quick search on the Bible Gateway, my homepage, of course, and it's Matthew 6:6.
Matthew 6:6. I'm writing it down.
It says, but when you pray, go into your inner room, close your door, and pray to your Father who is in secret.
Now, see, that's an example of just how you can cherry pick whatever you want from the Bible, because I bet in Matthew 7:7 it says the exact opposite, and you should go out and rub everybody's nose in it.
Right. Probably true.
Sure. I don't know. Bruce Jenner, trannies in general, do whatever you want. I don't care in general. If it doesn't affect me, I'm all right. Fine. Just whatever makes you happy. But Bruce Jenner in particular, fuck you. You're a dude.
You're not gender identifying correctly, Doghouse, and I'm offended.
I don't care.
Gender shaming.
For all you talk about how the media is pushing this agenda of acceptance, at the same time, I think there's the whole perception that there are so many trannies, the militant tranny rights people out there is also mistaken.
Well, I agree with that. Dude, it only takes a tiny group of people, as long as they have a big mouth, to start a movement. It really does.
But again, how big can the movement really be when not that many people really identify with it?
It doesn't have to be big. It just has to be controversial, because that's all the media wants, is some kind of controversial topic for you to read or tune in or pay attention to it. It could be 1% or even less, as long as it goes against the grain and you're interested enough to look at it.
Al Sharpton had no problem moving the people of Ferguson or Baltimore into burning their own towns down.
Well, apparently, the media is capitalizing on stories that have look at the research. The shootings of unarmed black men by police are in no way there's been no spike in those types of crimes. It's just that they're being reported more.
Right, exactly.
But I think the transgender thing is going to I just think it's going to go away quietly. Not that transgender people are going to go away, because they aren't. It's just that once people get used to Bruce, Caitlin, it's going to go away.
Well, they'll be on to the next big story.
It's not going to go away. It's going to die down.
Sure.
Once we get used to the American royal family having a transgender guy in it, the novelty will wear off. We'll be on to something else.
Let's hope.
Well, we'll be on to surgically implanting donkey cocks onto men or something.
All right, I'm volunteering for that surgery.
That'll be the next big trend.
Of course, yes. No, that's that slippery slope thing. Well, what if a man wants to marry a dog? Now it's what if a man wants to be a dog?
Right. Well, we got the Moogle Master, so he wants to be a dog.
Well, you can always do your part to forestall it by not talking about it.
Right.
But it's fun to talk about, damn it.
It is.
All right, then. That is all.
All right. Well, hail and kill.
Fuck you, pal.
All right. Well, there goes the Doghouse. Speaking of animals.
Yeah, there you go.
Doghouse. All right. Well, anyway, Neil Cavuto from that dreaded Fox News business channel.
Yes. What did he say?
Showing the newly released Vanity Fair cover on screen, the Fox Business News host asked, "What the hell is going on?" At least one TV personality is not thrilled. Who is thrilled with Caitlyn Jenner's gender transition? That would be Neil Cavuto. Bigoted, racist, white asshole.
That's right.
Irrelevant.
Yep.
Showing just released Vanity Fair cover on screen, the Fox Business News host asked reporter Dagan McDowell, "What the hell is going on?" McDowell did her best to defend Jenner from Cavuto's, get this, snarky comment.
Oh, no.
But she continued to use male pronouns to describe the post-transition Olympian, and even suggested that Jenner was trying one-up stepdaughter Kim Kardashian, who announced she was pregnant with baby number 2.
Oh, God. How did I miss that news? Because that damn Caitlyn Jenner.
She also called Jenner's cover outfit very Playboy bunny-esque. Just horrible. Hail and kill caller, you're on the air.
Just a quick one-liner. It was really nice that Neil Cavuto could take Warren Buffett's cock out of his mouth long enough to give us that wisdom.
Wow.
By the way, what does that have to do with business, Neil?
Guess it was breaking news at the moment.
Oh, of course it was. You heard about a face for radio. Neil Cavuto has a voice for newspapers.
Sure. Ratings, my friend. Anything to get ratings.
Because we're all bored with, sucking off the Fortune 500.
Does Cavuto get ratings?
Well, it is a very popular business news channel, though.
I just haven't watched Fox anything in forever, so.
There he goes.
Apparently he hasn't either.
All right. McDowell did her best to defend Jenner from Cavuto's snarky comments.
Right.
But she continued to use male pronouns to describe the post-transition Olympian, and even suggested that Jenner was trying to one-up stepdaughter Kim Kardashian, who announced she was pregnant with baby number 2 over the weekend. She also called Jenner's cover outfit very Playboy Bunny-esque. Look at the time, Cavuto said, eager to move on to yet another topic.
Right.
Next topic. He then introduced contributor Charlene Payne, or shall I say Charles Payne. Cavuto's managed to squeeze in one more dig after Payne says that the news reflects the era that we are living in. The host replies, Rome, finals last days. But that's fine.
I don't have a problem with that.